iconic television here. That's an icon. He's an icon. She's an icon. He was an icon.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the funniest guest stars who made brief appearances in our favorite TV shows, made us howl with laughter, and left again.
I'm on a Ferris wheel with Darth Vader, and he's nicer than you think. I am!
Number 20, Tilda Swinton, What We Do in the Shadows. Tilda Swinton's style is otherworldly, equal parts high-fashion alien and timeless vampire queen, which makes her perfect for a cameo on What We Do in the Shadows.
To all the members of the Vampiric Council from all the continents gathered here together on Staten Island. On Staten Island.
She appears as Tilda, head of the Vampire Council, made up of actors with supernatural cred who gather to judge the gang after the Baron's untimely demise. Swinton brings her signature surreal cool to the role, commanding the room with just a few lines and somehow making total chaos look elegant.
What is this? Is this lunch?
Yes, it's lunch.
Oh, it's not lunch.
She blends in effortlessly with the undead weirdos while also standing out like only she can. Honestly, they couldn't have picked a funnier, more fitting leader for this fang-filled fever dream.
Pass the judgment, Tilda.
I pronounce these three guilty. Raise your fangs, all who agree.
Number 19, Josh Groban, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Sometimes a cameo helps move the story along, but sometimes you just need Josh Groban to sing your emotional collapse back to you. What makes this one so funny is how committed Groban is.
If you saw a movie that was like real life, you'd be like, what the hell was that movie about? It was really all over the place. Life doesn't make narrative sense.
He plays it completely straight like everything about this is totally normal, which is absolutely brilliant. He starts off as a disembodied voice narrating Rebecca's rock bottom in full ballad mode, then suddenly appears to walk beside her, singing directly in her face.
Sometimes you're an extra, just walking by in the background, like me, Josh Groban.
Hilariously, Rebecca doesn't take much notice. She's too lost in her own world to care. Honestly, if someone has to follow us around singing about our lowest moments, Josh Groban is not a bad pick.
Oh, never bang your ex-boyfriend.
Number 18, Daniel Radcliffe, Bojack Horseman. The Harry Potter actor plays this totally exaggerated version of himself. Like he's a nice guy but with a huge ego, which is the perfect opposition to Bojack.
Oh, I'm sorry. When you're as famous as I am, you meet so many people.
Sorry. We need you guys back on set.
Hey, you were the second hairdresser's assistant on The Ellen Show about 5 years ago. Veronica, right?
Yeah, that's right.
He's invited to compete against our protagonist on Mr. Peanut Butter's game show as the even more famous celebrity. Yet the whole thing is rigged for Radcliffe to win the jackpot for charity. Of course, things go totally off the rails. Radcliffe's nonchalant attitude, especially when he claims not to remember Bojack, absolutely grinds his gears.
Hey, Bojack. What's going on?
What's going on is I'm kicking your ass.
Yeah, you know, you're doing great, but I'm supposed to win. That was the deal. Plug my movie, win money for charity.
So, Bojack being Bojack takes the opportunity to get back at him, leaning into the whole Radcliffe and Elijah Wood look-alike thing before setting the prize on fire.
Yeah, I don't know. Gosh, I want to say... Elijah Wood.
What? Oh, Elijah Wood?
Number 17, Maya Rudolph, The Good Place. Judge Jen might be an immortal cosmic being, but she's also somehow extremely relatable.
You are very lucky that I cannot send you to the bad idea place, because that one is a stanker. But whatever blows your dress up, all right?
She's supposed to be judging the entire human race, yet she's usually more focused on catching up on Earth TV and complaining about how busy she is. Maya Rudolph plays her with such sharp timing, every line lands thanks to a perfectly placed pause or just the right shift in tone.
Earth stinks, y'all. It's hot and it's crowded, but somehow also cold and lonely. I thought it was going to be so easy to make good decisions. The first thing I did was I Googled big, juicy, natural tomatoes.
There's something so fun about watching this all-powerful figure throw shade, fangirl over TV shows, or act like she's one spilled coffee away from quitting the universe. You never know what's coming next, and that unpredictability is exactly what makes her such a standout.
Damn, that was intense. Look at my arm, y'all. Look, I got goosebumps. Doesn't happen very often.
Number 16, Jon Hamm, 30 Rock. When we first met Dr. Drew Baird, we were probably as smitten as everyone else.
I'm Drew. Sorry, I smell like frosting. I just love to bake.
I want to go to there.
It took a second to realize this man has no right calling himself a doctor, let alone practicing as one. He's devastatingly handsome, and instead of making him cool or suave, the show traps him in the bubble, a reality distortion field where he's so attractive no one ever tells him the truth.
I'm a doctor. Stay calm. Stay calm. I just need to shake it loose. Wait, don't panic. I just need to find something to push it down with. Like, do you have a chopstick or a fireplace match or something? There you go.
And Jon Hamm plays it perfectly. He's clueless, cocky, wildly incompetent, and totally oblivious. What makes it even funnier is how seriously he commits to being dumb. It's never wink wink. He just is that unaware.
I didn't like it outside the bubble, Liz. It was very ironic.
No, it wasn't. That's not how you use that word.
Stop it. I want to use ironic however I want. I want to stay in the bubble, Liz.
Hamm was even nominated for a Primetime Emmy for The Bubble. Well, they do say laughter is the best medicine. Right, Dr. Spaceman?
Dr. Spaceman, is it true that bread eats away out your brain?
We have no way of knowing because the powerful bread lobby keeps stopping my research.
Number 15, Taylor Swift, New Girl. In this episode, Schmidt, Winston, and eventually Nick throw Cece's wedding into chaos because Schmidt's convinced she's making a mistake. Sure, releasing a badger might have been a bit much, but respect to Frank Sinatra's commitment.
Can't get the badger because it's loose.
What?
Hey, Jess, welcome. I'm just staying positive, but I'm pretty sure this is where we die.
It turns out that a badger crashing the wedding is exactly what the couple needed to follow their hearts. If you started the episode, saw the title, and wondered, who's Elaine? You were about to find out.
And I'm so lonely without you. I just lay awake at night and I just write about you in my journal and I paint pictures of you on my easel.
Elaine's dramatic response is so romantic it could have come straight from a Taylor Swift song. Honestly, the only thing that could have made this moment better is if Love Story started playing as Chevrang carries her away.
Will you take me away from this madness? And you are not too short for me. I don't care what your mother says.
Oh, Elaine! Come!
Let's go to Vegas and alone!
Number 14, Dick Van Dyke, The Golden Girls. Dorothy is definitely the kind who'd enjoy bragging about her successful beau. Until Ken trades it all for a career in clowning around. Literally.
I went to law school so I could fight for the little guy. Now I'm fighting for multinational corporations. I'm so frazzled I find myself sneaking into the washroom to make balloon giraffes.
While the episode focuses on Dorothy's reaction to Ken's drastic career change, Dick Van Dyke's physical comedy steals the show. Watching him slip into the clown persona with his signature loose-limbed, goofy movements is simply delightful.
You know, I have been practicing law for many, many years. And it's always amazed me how little my job actually had to do with justice. This stuff sounds a little better when you've got lapels and a vest.
The sight of sophisticated Ken turning into a slapstick clown but still engaging in his lawyerly side is hilarious, and Van Dyke's comedic expertise just makes it that much funnier. One thing's for sure, red nose or not, Van Dyke knows how to get the laughs.
The fracas occurred on a seaside dock abutting navigable waters. I don't believe that this court has any jurisdiction.
That sounds legal to me. Counselor, your last day has been a good one. Case dismissed.
Number 13, Martin Scorsese, The Studio. One of the best parts of having a satirical comedy series about the film industry is the chance for those behind the camera to take their turn in the spotlight.
You don't get f***ing Patty. Patty's got a brain. You got nothing. I don't even know why you're in this room.
One of the best so far has to be when Martin Scorsese comes in to pitch his vision for a movie about the Jonestown Massacre. Now, here's the thing. Seth Rogen's Matt Remick has a lot riding on this pitch, and Scorsese's idea has just the Kool-Aid angle he's after.
They drank the Kool-Aid, drink the Kool-Aid, whatever it is. That's the phrase. That's the climax of the picture. It's a big, big sequence.
Scorsese's chemistry with Rogen is electric, and his natural comedic timing makes us wonder why he doesn't direct more comedies. Actually, he could easily pull off a second career as a comedy actor.
Because you're just another run-of-the-mill, faceless, talentless, spineless suit.
I have a face.
Just give me back my movie and let me go sell it to Apple the way I should have done it in the first place.
Number 12, Betty White, Community. Betty White is just a legend, so it's hardly surprising she's had some incredible guest appearances. Like the time she played herself-ish on Ugly Betty.
I'm sorry, honey, this feud is huge and I'm gonna milk it till it's dry.
But you don't need this.
Are you kidding? That Golden Girls money went right into the nickel slots. Roll it, sweetheart.
One of her best, though, is Glendale's anthropology teacher June Bauer on Community. June has years of life experience, but her teaching methods are unique.
Combining all 9 tools, you get this. A deadlier weapon than any one item in the box. So, I'm gonna use this to attack you, and you use respect to defend yourself.
White plays her as no-nonsense with a dash of unpredictability that's perfect for shaking up the already chaotic group. What makes her so hilarious is how she fully owns the absurdity of every situation totally unfiltered. She delivers the most off-the-wall lines like they're nothing. As always, it's her warmth, sharp wit, and charm that make her so effortlessly funny.
Dogs used to eat me, but now they bring the paper in.
It's gonna take a lot to get me away from you.
Damn. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. Sapien.
Number 11, Leonard Nimoy, The Simpsons. Nimoy's iconic role as Mr. Spock in Star Trek made his deadpan delivery perfect for The Simpsons.
Hello, I'm Leonard Nimoy. The following tale of alien encounters is true, and by true, I mean false. It's all lies, but they're entertaining lies, and in the end, isn't that the real truth? The answer is no.
He appeared in 2 episodes, once as the narrator in an X-Files spoof, and again in the fan-favorite Marge vs. the Monorail, where he saves Krusty and the day. Or does he? His performance was praised for its brilliance and how well his character fit into the already awesome storyline.
Well, my work is done here.
What do you mean your work is done? You didn't do anything.
Didn't I?
Conan O'Brien wrote some great lines for him, but Nimoy's comedic timing makes him one of the series' most memorable guest stars. Honestly, though, it's probably his rendition of Good Morning Starshine with Everyone that has lived rent-free in our minds ever since.
You twinkle above us, we twinkle below.
Good morning, starshine, you lead us along.
Number 10, Brendan Fraser, Scrubs. Ben Sullivan is easily one of the best guest characters Scrubs ever gave us.
When they're posed, they're not real. You know, I hate that whole, thing. That's why at a party, you see me in the bushes with my camera.
You're a little weird, aren't you?
Just a little bit.
He's got that warm, goofy energy that makes him instantly likable, with quick wit and a laid-back charm that plays perfectly off the rest of the cast, especially Dr. Cox. Even his love of taking random pictures somehow works as a running gag that still makes us laugh.
I think you got yourself a Christmas card right there.
Yeah, you're funny. Look, I don't understand why you refuse to put on a hospital gown.
Because I don't like people to see my bum.
But what really hits is how Brendan Fraser balances all that humor with something deeper. He makes you laugh one minute, then absolutely wrecks you the next. It's one of the most unforgettable arcs in the show's run. Fraser understood the assignment and then some.
Thorns! Bloody. That's good. Now this time, try and do it with your head in sort of a less jarring position.
I can't!
Oh, that's perfect.
Number 9, Adam Sandler, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Brooklyn Nine-Nine had some epic cameos.
I can't believe this is happening. Thanks a lot, New York.
Adam Sandler's appearance is also definitely up there. He plays himself at an auction where Jake is trying to catch a suspect, but he's terrible as the auctioneer.
It's terrible. You don't know what you're doing.
Adam Sandler?
Yeah, that's right. I collect antiquities. I'm a serious person.
Sandler starts heckling him almost immediately, and it is hilarious. One of the funniest moments is when Sandler talks about a Russian Revolution movie and Jake just casually drops that Kevin James would obviously be in it.
Oh, really? Who does Kevin James play in it?
It's a serious movie. Trotsky.
Ah, there it is.
But he's got a wife who never wears a bra.
It's even funnier when you realize how true that is. Eventually, Sandler takes over the auction, with the crowd rallying behind him. Honestly, it had all the makings of an SNL sketch, and we were so here for it.
Joe Theismann coming in strong. I got 1,300.
25,000
and a one, and a two, and a boom! Sold to Joey Theismann! Congratulations, you're getting a sock in your mouth. $1,300, Joe Theismann.
Number 8, Nathan Lane, Modern Family. Lane steals every scene as Sherman Pepper Saltzman, Mitch and Cam's fabulously dramatic friend.
I know. It really hit us bad.
No, I'm just always surprised how small this place is.
Pepper, you didn't have to leave your party to come check on us. Great. Costume, by the way.
This isn't my costume. I just threw this on to help you clean up.
Pepper lives like he's starring in a Broadway show no one else is in. He's over the top, quick to take offense, and allergic to subtlety, but that's exactly what makes him so funny. You're never quite sure why they stay friends with him, but then he says something so outrageously unfiltered that you can't stop laughing.
Oh, it's going to be fine. Although we may need to sit some of the overflow guests upstairs.
Oh, we don't own the upstairs.
Really? I always assumed there was a nicer part you weren't showing me.
Lane brings total commitment and razor-sharp timing to every scene. His chemistry with the guys is especially brilliant. Lane knows exactly how far to push without going too far, and somehow, he always finds that sweet spot between ridiculous and genuinely lovable.
But as soon as I sign, he'll toss me aside like yesterday's wine.
My heart's on my sleeve.
I want to believe.
Number 7, Patton Oswalt, Parks and Recreation. Would you believe that not only did Patton Oswalt improvise his entire filibuster, but that what we see in the episode is just a fraction of his ad-libbing?
I would now like to share some ideas I have for J.J. Abrams' 7th chapter in the Star Wars saga. Pan down from the twin suns of Tatooine, we are now close on the mouth of the Sarlacc pit. After a beat, the gloved Mandalorian armor gauntlet of Boba Fett grabs onto the sand outside the Sarlacc pit.
You can watch the whole thing on YouTube if you've got about 9 minutes to spare. As Oswalt explained, the creators decided not to yell cut and just see what happens. And honestly, where didn't he take it? To the MCU, to a galaxy far, far away, and beyond.
If he holds the reality gem, that means he can jump from different realities. This will be our link to the Marvel Universe from the Star Wars universe.
What's wild is that a lot of his random musings actually came true. We bet the extras had a hard time acting bored while all this hilarious pop culture magic was unfolding. We could have kept listening for hours.
Imagine those two going up against Robot Chewbacca, because that's going to happen. After a beat, Luke says, Darth Vader was my father, but Ben Kenobi was my master, and he cuts Hannibal Lecter in half.
Number 6, Various, Extras. In his job as an extra, Andy Millman meets plenty of famous faces, and while we could list them all, some of the funniest moments come from stars who aren't known for comedy. Take Kate Winslet, for example. You might not normally associate her with comedy, but she's as funny as they come and leaves us wondering why she doesn't do more.
Well, yeah, why don't you just start off with something light, like, I'd love it if you stuck your Willy Wonka between my Oompa Loompas, something a bit fun, a bit jokey.
Then there's David Bowie, who proves his comedic timing is just as sharp as his musical talent. His ability to take Andy down with impeccable savagery is second to none.
Everybody sing that last line. 1, 2, 3. He's banal and facile. He's a fat waste of space. See his pop nose face.
And of course, Patrick Stewart's appearance is a total gem. He manages to hold on to his dramatic gravitas while also being completely hilarious.
You're not married, you haven't got a girlfriend, and you've never watched Star Trek?
No.
Good Lord.
Number 5, the Seinfeld cast, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Reunion shows are pretty whatever, right? Well, not when they're as brilliantly meta as this one.
I mean, we don't do endings like that.
That's why it's so funny.
No, it's all bullshit. What couples get together in the end? It's fantasy crap.
Doesn't matter, Larry. We already screwed up one finale. We can't do another.
It's the mix of meta humor and nostalgia that makes this episode so funny. Larry David, who was never actually in favor of a Seinfeld reunion, plays a fictionalized version of himself trying to make it happen. And the humor comes from how self-aware the whole thing is.
This is like the greatest relationship I've ever seen you have on the show.
George has never been this happy.
I'm watching Richard Benjamin and Paul Apprentice here. This is fantastic.
She's unbelievable.
I really believe this.
Thank you.
Watching the Seinfeld cast playing themselves adds this perfect layer of irony. You start to forget what Curb is, what Seinfeld is, and where the line between reality and fiction even is.
I will play George Costanza. I can do it. I know I can. I wrote it. The character's based on me. There were 2 Darrens.
Yeah.
On Bewitched.
Nobody liked that second Darren. I didn't care for the second Darren.
But you bought it.
Speaking of, we totally loved watching Michael J. Fox making Larry squirm too.
This is getting into time travel. This is getting weird.
So just to be clear, you're not upset.
Let me get that. I'll be back in 2 shakes.
Number 4, Sammy Davis Jr., All in the Family. Given Archie Bunker's usual worldview, Sammy Davis Jr. showing up at the Bunker's house isn't exactly something you would expect.
He put you over in Africa, he put the rest of us in all the white countries.
Well, you must have told him where we were, because somebody came and got it.
But that's what makes it so good. He ends up there after accidentally leaving his briefcase in Archie's cab and coming by to pick it up, only to get way more than he bargained for. As always, Archie's bigoted nonsense is rooted in pure ignorance and sets the stage for him to get absolutely schooled.
And if you were prejudiced, you'd walk around thinking that you're better than anybody else in the world. But I can honestly say, having spent these marvelous moments with you, you ain't better than anybody.
The writers knew exactly how to highlight Archie's flaws, and they gave Sammy Davis Jr. the perfect moment to flip it all on its head. It's funny, bold, and surprisingly warm, and that final photo is instantly iconic.
I want one picture taken with Archie Bunker, my friend, and me.
You want me?
Oh, yes. Now on 3, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Number 3, Cher, Will and Grace. Will and Grace wasn't just packed with guest stars. It knew exactly what to do with each one of them. We had Matt Damon as Jack's choir arch nemesis and J-Lo playing a brilliantly comic version of herself.
I must have been thinking of a different Rosie.
It's the same one.
Well, I changed a lot too.
But one of our favorites has to be Cher. She appeared twice, once in a coffee shop where Jack, obsessing over his Cher doll, mistakes her for a drag queen. The second time, she shows up as God in Jack's subconscious because, well, who else would it be?
Wait, look how many times I've gone down in flames. Remember, I lost the Oscar for Moonstruck.
But you won the Oscar for Moonstruck.
And don't you forget it.
What makes both moments so funny is that Cher plays it completely straight, letting the writing and reactions do the work. Her comedic timing is as sharp as her discography, and both cameos still slap.
Helm! Helm!
Snap out of it.
Number 2, James Earl Jones, The Big Bang Theory. You can't talk about hilarious guest appearances without mentioning Stephen Hawking.
What do you mean wrong?
You made an arithmetic mistake on page 2. It was quite a boner.
While planning his own version of Comic-Con, Sheldon meets his match in James Earl Jones, and their adventure is nothing short of hilarious. Known for his serious roles and iconic booming voice, Jones gets to show a different side here, one that's eccentric, funny, and surprisingly good at karaoke.
Bring it home, Mufasa.
It's a refreshing twist to see the voice of Darth Vader let loose in such a playful way. His cameo even led to another surprise appearance from Carrie Fisher. Despite their shared Star Wars history, this was actually their first time meeting in person. Though we don't see them together, their brief interaction is a fan's dream.
It's not funny anymore, James!
Then why am I laughing?
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Tom Jones, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's not unusual for Tom Jones to help Carlton through the hard times.
Life will never do what you want it to. Don't give yourself such a hard time.
Gritty, Abbott Elementary. Apparently, it was always the goal to get Gritty on, and it was sure worth the wait.
Okay, and I'm just paraphrasing here, but he says that because of his tight schedule, he probably won't be able to come back next week.
Oh! Danny Pudi, Cougar Town. A subtle crossover, but we caught it. It's even mentioned on Community.
That's when I really started to panic, Jeff, because if I'm a person that watches Cougar Town, how can I be in Cougar Town? You know, and the more I start thinking about it, the less any of it makes any sense at all. And I just want to turn and run, but it's too late because the director's calling action.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Robin Williams and Billy Crystal, Friends. Brad Pitt won audiences over as Monica and Rachel's classmate Will, which even scored him an Emmy nomination.
I said it was typical. Typical of you. Rachel Green, Queen Rachel, does whatever she wants in little Rachel land.
But we're going with this double feature because everything just fell into place so perfectly.
I have a feeling my wife is sleeping with her gynecologist.
How do you know?
Well, you know, he's got access, you know.
One day, Robin Williams and Billy Crystal unexpectedly dropped by the set after wrapping up a shoot nearby. The creators jumped at the chance and asked them to make a quick appearance.
This is gonna be hard, but wanted it to come from me and nobody else.
What is it, eh?
It's me. I've been sleeping with your wife.
So you're the gynecologist?
Hey, I'm trying to have a private conversation right now.
With these pros, there was zero need for planning, scripting, or rehearsing. They just rolled in and improvised. It just shows that some of the best jokes out there aren't really written down, especially when you've got legends like these on board.
You are no longer my friend. We are finished. Nada, no more. You are a bastard for doing that. Come on. Get away from me. Come back.
Which guest star made you cackle the loudest? Let us know in the comments.
Spill the tea, sweetheart.